What's going on, everybody? And today we're back and we're talking about the disaster that is going on right now with the latest addition to the MCU coming soon in February, I think. Supposedly might get pushed back, probably will at this point. Captain America, a brave new disaster, as the critical drinker says in his title here. We're about to react to this. Let's get right into it, see what the drinker has to say.
You know, I still kind of remember when some genius in my hometown had the idea to open a gimmicky high-end cocktail bar way out from the city centre in one of the roughest areas in town. It was a decent enough place, I guess. The drinks were suitably sophisticated and some of the bar staff were surprisingly hot. The only problem is that it was so far away from anything else that nobody could be bothered going there, and the only people who lived close enough to use it weren't interested because it didn't serve pints of whatever cheap mass-produced piss water they used to drink themselves into oblivion every night. In the short time the place was actually open, it was changed into a restaurant, a coffee shop, and even a nightclub for like 3 weeks. But guess what? None of it worked because nobody wanted to go there and the place ended up shutting down within a year. The point I'm making here is that sometimes you just need to accept that your idea was wrong from the start and no amount of reworking and rebranding is going to change that. Case in point, Captain America 4, or Captain America New World Order, or Captain America Brave New World as it's currently known. A movie that seems to have gone through a production process.
Here's the thing, man, this is one of those things, because you hear it a lot of the time, they're making all these changes to this movie because doing all these reshoots because people didn't like this trailer or people didn't like the test screenings or something like that. So most of the time you can see what can be improved or what can be done to make it better. With this movie, I honestly, I can't think of anything that they can change or do that will fix this. I look at the trailer, I see a trash movie. I'm sorry. I see a low quality, which is crazy because it's expensive. I see a trash movie. I cannot see any way that they can circumvent that. I can't see a way that they can what you can't do anything about it. It was just a bad number one. This movie should have been made forever ago. Focus on your main characters in the MCU. Why are you doing all this stuff with Shang-Chi and all this, the Eternals, all this stuff that it still hasn't, whatever, bro. Fuck it.
That's almost as tortuous as Marvel's aborted Blade movie.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's been plagued by poor audience reception, controversial name changes, ballooning budgets, endless delays and reshoots, and rumours of disastrous test screenings. And if the latest revelations are anything to go by, the nightmare is only just beginning for Disney Marvel. According to the leaker Daniel Richtman, the latest batch of test screenings resulted in such a tidal wave of negative feedback that Marvel have ordered yet another round of reshoots just 3 months before the film's due to release. And this is coming off the back of 3 months of reshoots from May to August this year, basically redoing half the movie, and another batch in November to try to fix the problems created by the previous batch. And all of this constant meddling and retooling has pushed the total budget to $375 million, or over $400 million if some sources are to be believed, meaning it's probably going to need to make at least $1 billion.
That shit is diabolical, man. Somebody's sabotaging this bitch. That's what it is. Somebody's sabotaging from the inside. Yeah, reshoot it again. Knowing damn well you're not going to make this movie any better. I couldn't even be excited for Red Hulk when that was revealed, because it's first of all, why this movie, and then number two, why now? What is he gonna do? He's gonna show up probably he's not in the trailer a lot. He's probably gonna show up in the last 30 minutes, if that, and then they're gonna find some bullshit, and then he gets imprisoned or something. I don't know. It's I guess for use in the later project, fucking 10 years from now, because Marvel doesn't pay off shit these days because they're too busy focused on quantity. So they're doing stuff for 30 characters at once. So by the time you get back around to a continuation of a character story, you forgot that shit even existed. Like Red Hulk's gonna fall into the nether of the MCU writing. Okay, the trash structure of the MCU. He's just gonna be another character, faded away. And I guess we're supposed to hope that all of this stuff going on that hasn't been paid off is all gonna come together, like in the Avengers movie with Downey. Like, is that what's supposed to be like? This shit is ass, bro.
There's just a break even.
In the quiet words of the Virgin Mary, come again.
And then there's the constantly changing lineup of characters and actors. Sabra from the comics was scheduled to be in the movie, but funnily enough, the prospect of an Israeli Special Forces operative fighting alongside Captain America didn't sit too well with a lot of people, so the character was quietly renamed and redesigned to be less triggering. First, Chris Evans was supposed to be reprising his role as Steve Rogers, but then he wasn't. Then Mark Ruffalo was supposed to come back as Hulk, until he wasn't. Then halfway through the first batch of reshoots, Giancarlo Esposito was cast as Seth Volker, the villainous leader of a secret society. Because really, why cast him as anything except the same basic character he's been playing since Breaking Bad? Jesus, what are you gonna do next? Cast Charles Dance as a coldly menacing antagonist delivering overblown monologues while glaring at his enemies? At first,
Giancarlo Esposito be killing that shit though. I'm not gonna lie, he be killing it. He be killing whatever he does, so I'm not mad at that. Chris Evans probably would have said, if they put Chris Evans and Hulk in this movie, I don't know what fell through with that, why they chose not to fucking, but like that would have been the only thing that could have made this movie worth a damn, if you had like Falcon getting mentored or something like that by Chris or something. I'm trying to think of a way to fucking, I'm just coping right now, bro. This shit was cooked from the beginning. It's
plot
just
was
cooked.
supposed to revolve around the Celestial that's been poking out of the Pacific Ocean ever since the Eternals that nobody wants to talk about, but then Kevin Feige announced the movie was going to be grounded, gritty and believable, which I guess is why they put Red Hulk in the film, because nothing says grounded, gritty and believable like a 10-foot tall invincible red monster that can destroy entire cities. Even the title of the film got changed. The political undertones of New World Order were attracting a bit of controversy, so it was quietly changed to the less offensive Brave New Worlds. Honestly though, I don't see the problem. Yeah, it was a big deal back in the day, but I think enough time's passed that we can look back more honestly on Hulk Hogan's heel turn in WCW.
The New World Order of Wrestling, brother!
Add all of this bullshit together and it feels like no matter how hard they try and how much money they throw at it, Marvel just can't seem to crack this movie. Truly, you can't polish a turd, and that's what Brave New World is shaping up to be. Which brings me back to the point I was making at the start of this video. Maybe the reason they can't make it work is because it was just a bad idea from the beginning. I mean, casting Sam Wilson as the new Captain America was a move that left most people scratching their heads in Endgame, because not only did it feel unearned.
Here's something, damn, we're only halfway through. Damn. But here's something, and I apologize I keep pausing, but like I got something to say, nigga. Like shit, fuck it. But yeah, like, oh, okay. Like as an artist, I could say that for a fact, bro. Like I'm an artist, bro. Like I paint, draw, I'm making my own web series right now. I'm in the process of creating that. Like I'm a deep artist. I went to school for it, so I know what I'm talking about. Done hundreds of paintings. Sometimes as an artist, as a creative, like your shit is just cooked, bro. Like there just comes a point where it's like you have an idea and you're set on this idea and it's cool to you for some reason. You do it. You go through the steps and it's like not panning out the way that it usually does. Usually you start from like nothing and it starts to pan out as the sketch, then the more detailed drawing, then you add color and value, shade, depth, all this stuff, and it just comes together and it's like, yeah, nigga, I'm him, bro. Like that, like I pulled this, I did me, I built this brick by brick, nigga. Like it's like that, and it comes together and it looks dope, right? But sometimes it just doesn't. And no matter what you do, you keep trying to rework it and add on and erase this. And maybe if I put more, maybe if I paint over this part, maybe if I do this, maybe if I go, like, you keep trying to come up with everything in the book. You're throwing everything at it to try to keep reworking it. You got like 6 different versions of the same painting. Your canvas weighs 25 pounds because you done put like 46 pounds of paint on this bitch. That didn't even make sense what I just said, but you understand what I'm saying though. Like you're just doing everything. Your paintbrushes are breaking down. You're brushing so much. You're trying to fix this disaster. You can't get it to work, but in your head it was cool. Like when you conceptualized it, but there's nothing you can do. Sometimes you rework a painting or a piece of art and it works out. You had to fix a couple things, you tweak this and that. Masterpiece, nigga. Fuck, give me $1 million, whatever. And then sometimes you do it and it just doesn't work at all. No matter how many, and you keep trying to fix it and it just doesn't work. And then you're just like, you just give up on it. That is this movie, man. This is crazy. 100, like, what, 400 million they said? That's insane. That's insane based off the trailer that I seen. Based off of the trailer that I seen, 400 million is these niggas they're robbing people, bro. They're robbing people in front of our fucking eyes, bro. This is crazy. Atrocious, man. Atrocious. Diabolical.
But it also ruined 2 perfectly good characters instead of 1. Falcon was already a cool, well-developed and popular character in his own right, with his own unique history and identity. Bro. He didn't need to be handed someone else's leftovers like some kind of fucking charity case.
Falcon was so much better when he was Falcon,
choice to take up the shield, because not only was he Steve's oldest friend, and the two of them had risked their lives for each other several times over by that point, but he also came from the same time period as Steve. The two men grew up in the same environment and culture, so they embodied the same old-fashioned values of American patriotism and good fighting against evil. You know, the exact things you want in Captain America. Yeah, Bucky definitely got put through the mill as the Winter Soldier, but the fact he was able to come out the other side and ultimately redeem himself proves his strength of character and his desire to atone for the past. Giving him the Captain America title would have resulted in a more interesting, morally complex character still wrestling with a dark past that naturally lends itself to the kind of gritty, grounded espionage.
Bro, that would have been so fucking dope, bro. I'm not gonna say it would have been perfect, like Bucky taking a, like, nobody can really replace Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. Like, nobody can really replace him. But I feel like Bucky would have had his own, like, he could have been the character in his own right and moved it forward in a unique good way, not unique in a bad way, like Falcon. Like basically what he described, that was exactly what was in my head. Like he could have been a really dark, like, edgy Captain America that's still has like those values within him, but he's still struggling with his past and all this stuff. They could have did so much with that story, and he could have been badass. Like, but I mean, I'm like Falcon. The only good thing about Falcon was that his suit was cool. Like, that's the only thing that I was kind of like not so upset about him when he was taking up the mantle. Is like, okay, at least we'll get to see that cool, like, suit that he has, the white one. And even that went away. Like, it's not even in the trailer. It's just two, like, he wears like 2 different suits in the trailer. Both of them are trash, bro. Both of them are hot booty cheeks. Like, it looks like a bad rendition of like Captain America's Infinity War suit, the one that's like mostly blue. Like, why are they trying to make him look like Steve Rogers? Why are they putting a suit on him that, like, it looks like the suit was made to fit? It looks like it was made to fit Chris Evans' body, but they put it on Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie is not built like Chris Evans. Yeah. Yeah. Go away now. All right, go. All right, y'all. He pretty much hit the nail on the head, man. I don't really have anything else more to add. Appreciate you guys for tuning into the video, man. I don't know. I really don't know where this is gonna end up going with this with the MCU, but I know that this movie is cooked. Peace.